look at this little program. It looks very similar to ones we've already seen. It creates a variable and then assigns it a value over here. Then there's an on event that allows the variable to increase by 1 every time the button is clicked. Finally, we set the property of clicks, and that just lets us see how it's changing over time. And we've also got this watcher down here so we can see how the value of clicks is changing. But when we run it, something weird happens. Over here, we're getting NaN, that stands for not a number. And down here, we're seeing that clicks isn't changing at all. Now, the solution to fixing this problem is pretty easy, and for now, it's the only thing you're going to need to do. If you switch over into text mode, this is even easier. You'll see that clicks is being created here on line 1, but we're also trying to recreate it on line 3. We go back into block mode. Here's the program how we're used to seeing it, and it's not that different. But suddenly our program runs as we want, and we can see it both here and down here in the watch panel. The reason that this is happening is because of a concept called scope. And without getting too into it, the basic idea is if you create a variable inside of a block like onEvent, and in particular anything that has this function command, which you're going to learn more about later in this year, it creates a variable that has local scope. Local scope means that you can only use it in the space that it was created, and that means anywhere inside of this onEvent. Most variables we want are going to have global scope. It's best practice to create variables for now at the beginning of your program, like we did here on line 1. While eventually you're going to want to create some local variables, for now we don't, and so you're going to need to debug programs the way we just did. Make sure you're not using var inside of an onEvent. Use your watch panel to see if strange things are happening, like a variable isn't changing when it looks like it should. And check if you're getting weird output, for example, like we got not a number. Later in the course, you'll learn more how to use this concept. But for now, happy debugging, and go catch some of those local variables to remove them from your program.